usability is a fundamental aspect of the design process, and that it in short refers to effectiveness, efficiency, and satisfaction to achieve specific goals, in particular environments with specific users, as described by ISO 9241-11. On the other hand, user experience is concerned with all aspects of the user's experience when interacting with the product, service, environment, or facility. User experience is a broader concept compared to usability, as it includes aspects such as human factors, design, ergonomics, HCI, accessibility, marketing, and usability. And finally, user experience is a sub-concept of customer experience. UX deals with people interacting with the product and the experience they receive from that interaction. Customer experience, CX, in contrast, encompasses all the interactions a person has with your brand. It might be measured in overall experience, likelihood to continue use, and likelihood to recommend to others. This can be seen in many aspects of technology use, whether in a person with a device by Apple buying more Apple devices, or someone who's very impressed with the MetaQuest recommending VR to their friends and colleagues. Celia Hodent suggests two pillars for user experience: usability and engageability. Usability has 6 subcomponents: signs and feedback, clarity, form, follows function, consistency, minimum workload, error prevention, recovery, and flexibility. Engageability, on the other hand, has 3 components: motivation, emotion, and game flow. Motivation is about managing goals, rewards, and memories. It has a lot to do with emotions, game feel, and surprises, and sense of being competent or growing mastery, especially onboarding, is paramount. That is flow. Remember that usability has a critical impact on all of the above. Here are some basic takeaways for UX researchers. You should generally try to minimize the number of steps in your apps. But for games design, standard definition of efficiency does not work. Trying to reduce the number of the steps for the players may be disappointing. In good application design, utility is king. You should try to make all elements of your UI useful to the user. Otherwise, you should consider getting rid of it. Utility is not a consideration for games rather than fun. The game does not need to be practical and useful. Be ready for unusual questions from customers. For example, they may ask why an interface is so engaging that they cannot stop interacting with it. These type of questions pop up especially when products become massively successful based on their user experience design. Think of Beat Saber, VRChat, or Boneworks. You should investigate why these products were so successful, where others failed. However, replicating what these successes did is not enough. You should also be aware of why similar apps failed. Usability is not always the key to success. There are examples in the marketplace where even with inherent usability flaws, an app or game can be wildly popular. For example, consider the examples presented by Upload VR. These are a few examples of bad games that succeed in finding an audience. This can be due to ironic reasons, a brief surge in popularity due to YouTube videos, or a lucky coincidence. The reasoning is generally not clear and can be very hard to replicate. Due to this, you should be careful in the games you evaluate as success stories.